The year was 2015. Rural Maharashtra was grappling with a severe drought. The acute scarcity of water posed a threat to life itself. Fields were parched. People waited desperately for water tankers. Women trudged for hours daily, and children were forced to drop out of school to fetch drinking water. Entire villages migrated to cities, leaving behind their homes, fields, and livestock. The drought situation was dire. Amidst this widespread distress, the team behind the popular television show Satyamev Jayate began to reflect on the critical issue of drought. And soon they realized that the main cause of drought was not the lack of rainfall, but the absence of rainwater conservation. By applying the science of watershed development through various easy-to-make water conservation structures, this problem could be addressed. But who would do this work? Could the villagers themselves take the initiative and accomplish this through voluntary labor? To explore answers to this question, Paani Foundation was born. Founded by film star Aamir and Kiran. And in the year 2016, the Satyamev Jayate Water Cup competition was launched. This was a competition across Maharashtra's villages where people would come together, contribute their labor voluntarily, create various watershed development structures, and tackle the drought. First, thousands of villagers were trained in the science of watershed development and the power of unity. And these trained villagers would return to their villages, carrying the message of coming together to defeat the drought. The people of Maharashtra responded enthusiastically to this competition. Villagers eagerly started coming forward to volunteer. The competition's excitement spread across the entire state, and within 4 years, it transformed into a people's movement. United, the people of Maharashtra changed the face of massive landscapes through their hard work and created a water storage capacity of 550 billion litres of water per year. If filled in tankers of 10,000 litre capacity, this quantity of water would fill 55 million tankers. And if these tankers were lined up, they would circumnavigate the earth more than 8 times. This Herculean effort moved nature itself. In return for the people's sweat, nature blessed them with water.
ज्या बादलीला भरण्यासाठी 55 हँडपंप मारायला लागत होते. एक बादली किती लिटरची? 15 लिटरची. 55 हँडपंप. आज 5 हँडपंप मध्ये ती बादली फुल होती. पहिला मारला की पाणी.
कि खूबसूरती की बात यह है कि इस प्रोसेस में हमने एक पैसा नहीं दिया किसी गांव को, और मुझे खुशी है इस बात की. गांव वालों ने काम किया है, उनकी मेहनत है. जो कुछ पैसा लगा है उनका लगा है, जो पसीना लगा है उनका लगा है, जो वक्त लगा है उनका लगा है, जो दिमाग लगा है वो उनका लगा है. हर चीज उनकी लगी है उसमें. ये गांव ने किया है, हमने नहीं किया.
Hundreds of villages that once suffered from drought became water abundant. From all these efforts emerged a priceless lesson. The magic formula of a people's movement. The conviction that people can solve any problem if they come together. With ample water, the next challenge was how to transform this water into prosperity. In rural areas, the main source of livelihood is agriculture. But for years, farming had been trapped in a vicious cycle. Scattered smallholder farmers, lack of secure irrigation, lack of knowledge about sustainable practices, excessive use of chemicals resulting not just in rising costs but environmental degradation, effects of climate change, and fluctuating market prices had left agriculture in a state that was ecologically unsustainable and financially unviable. In such a situation, once again using the magic of knowledge, voluntary labor, and the vehicle of a competition, an effort began to create a people's movement for ecologically sustainable and economically profitable farming. In 2022, the Satyamev Jayate Farmer Cup was launched. A unique group farming competition among farmer groups aimed at sustainable and prosperous farming. Once again, the farmers were trained in ecologically sustainable group farming. Thousands of farmers joined this wave of change, and by 2024, more than 4,000 farmer groups had formed. This collectivization gave them not just the bargaining power to reduce the cost of their inputs through collective purchases, but also gave them a new sense of self-respect.
आधी आम्हाला मान सन्मान भेटायचा नाही एकट्याने, पण आता गटाने जातो आहे म्हणून चांगल्या नजरेने आणि सन्मानाने बघितलं जात आहे. आम्हीही कमी नाहीत असं आता दिसतं आम्हाला.
To bridge the knowledge gap, a new initiative was launched, the Digital Farming School. Through the use of technology, farmers began to receive knowledge on sustainable practices right at their doorstep. Experts from various agricultural universities began to answer farmers' questions directly. Several different standard operating practices of scientific farming reached the farmers, and farming began to transform itself. The proof of this knowledge percolating to the grassroots was witnessed when farmers moved away from chemical-based farming and replaced chemicals by adopting the methods of integrated pest management, utilizing natural resources and moving towards making farming chemical-free.
रासायनिक फवारणी सुद्धा केली नाही. दशपर्णी अर्काच्या निंबुळ्या अर्काच्याच फवारणी केल्या. त्याच्यामुळे एक मला फायदा झाला की माझं बटाट्याला शेवटपर्यंत बुरशी हा रोगच आला नाही.
The collective hard work transformed farming. Women in particular broke free from the chains of a patriarchal society and took significant leadership in this movement. The number of all women farmer groups rose exponentially. From 40 in the year 2022, their number became over 1,900 by the year 2024. Collective farming strengthened social bonds, and feelings of love, camaraderie, friendship, and cooperation grew. A support system emerged to help communities overcome challenges and rise again.
आम्ही बहिणी सारखंच राहतो. म्हणजे एकमेकीला आधार देऊन तिला असं नाराज नाही ठेवायचं. ती आज फ्रेश नाही काहीतरी झालं घरी मग तिला थोडा फवारा मारल्यासारखा करायचा हसायला लावायसाठी.
Collective, ecologically sustainable farming worked magic. The transformation of water into prosperity was finally achieved.
काढणीची वेळ आली, पोते भरून राहिले, त्यातील ते दाणे एक एक दाणे पडताना पाहून आम्हाला ते असा सोन्याचा तो वर्षाव म्हणतात की नाही तसं वाटायला लागलं.
There was an increase in both production and profits, along with a reduction in costs. Farmers benefited doubly.
आमचा कांदा विकला 30 गुंठ्याचा त्याच्यात 1,30,000 रुपये झाले.
2.25 लाख रुपये या खाट्यापट्टी आली. इतकी पट्टी आम्हाला कापसाची कधीच आली नव्हती.
As livelihoods became more viable, joy spread in the farmers' hearts and despair disappeared from their farms.
आम्हाला वाटलं की आम्ही सगळी काय पण करू शकतोय. ही जरी डोंगर जरी आडवा आला तरी आम्ही सगळी मिळून ताकद आली आम्हाला की मागं सारू शकतोय. निराशा हा शब्द जर राहिला नाही. आम्ही निराशा संपवून टाकली पा.
Overcoming every challenge in farming together, a newer and wiser Baliraja, the empowered farmer, was born.